The Metro East Sports Podcast is proudly presented by Little Caesars, famous for its hot and ready pizza and delicious crazy bread. Little Caesars has been named Best Value in America for the past 12 years. Little Caesars products are made with quality ingredients like fresh, never frozen mozzarella and Munster cheese and sauce made from fresh-packed, vine-ripened California crushed tomatoes. Treat your family to some delicious Little Caesars pizza in Alton, Glen Carbon, Troy, Collinsville, Shiloh, or Granite City today.
Get ready for the award-winning #1 sports podcast on our side of the river. It's time for the Metro East Sports Podcast.
From the Front Office Wealth Strategy Studio in beautiful Edwardsville, welcome to the Metro East Sports Podcast, talking all things sports in the Metro East. Season number 6, show number 8, recorded Monday, April 7th. I am David Leip, and tonight's show features tons of greatness. Guest number 3, Diego Solares, Director of Scout Connect, a baseball entity. He's going to talk all things baseball. Guest number 2, we're going to talk to the king of fishing in the 618, Luke Slemmer. And guest number 1 is our 4A MESPY winners for girls volleyball team of the year from O'Fallon Township High School. We've got Coach Natalie Best, and she's brought with her 2 of her star players, Sophia Waitukaitis. Did I get it right, Sophia? Waitukaitis, and Olivia Thompson. No matter how many times I practice it, I still put the ch instead of the t. Waitukaitis. Yep. I'm getting better. Before we begin, big thanks to partners Cassens, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Callaway Home Loans, Keller Williams Marquis, the Blasting Game Group, Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Front Office, Fiduciary Network, Oakbrook Golf Club, Viviano Heating and Air Conditioning, Played Again Sports, Edwardsville, and Snap Mobile. And I'm going to beg you for 3 things. Number 1, subscribe to this podcast. It's free, and you'll love it. Number 2, follow us in all of our social media platforms on X, Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube. And number 3, if you have a story idea, email me, please, at mespdave@gmail.com. I get tons of great emails. Always love hearing from the folks. And remember, you can nominate your favorite team for Integrity Spine and Joint Center, Metro East Team of the Month. Could be a park and rec team, could be a middle school team, a high school team, you name it. To nominate a team for Team of the Month, send your suggestion to mespdave@gmail.com, and please put Team of the Month in the subject line. Okay, guest number 1. Coach Best, good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And you brought these 2 girls, and you brought one girl with a really tough last name.
I know. I'm sorry. It's tough on me too.
Sophia Waitukaitis.
Yeah, that's right.
That's pretty good. Welcome to the show, Sophia.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And Olivia Thompson, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for making the drive, ladies. Okay, you had a great year.
Yeah.
Got to the Sweet 16. Was that the highlight of your season?
Yes and no. Me personally, I think my highlight was having my daughter. I had her September 14th, but play-wise, I think we ended on a high note for sure. I think our postseason run was the best volleyball we were playing throughout the season.
So you had a daughter September 14th, and so basically 1 month into the season.
Correct, and she came 3 weeks early, so I was supposed to be October 3rd, and she decided to make her arrival on the same weekend we were supposed to travel to Lincoln. So, yeah, it was interesting.
Did you think about not coaching this year?
No, that was never an option.
How many years have you been there?
This was my second year. I was at Highland for 5 before then, and then this was my second year at O'Fallon.
What made you decide to coach this year? Because a lot of people, a lot of women would have said, nope, not doing it.
It's part of who I am. I love competing. I love the program. I love the girls. And I knew my village around me was fantastic. My coaching staff was phenomenal. I knew they were going to be in good hands. So there was never a doubt in my mind that we could do it. I coached until pretty much the day I delivered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this child number 1?
Number 1.
Number 1. And name?
Sawyer.
Little
Sawyer K. Yeah.
Girl.
Little girl.
Does she have an NIL deal?
Not yet. We're going to work on it for sure.
That's my thing. I want to sign an infant. My assistant coach just had a baby, and I want to sign an infant to an NIL deal just to make some headlines.
We'll have to look into it.
Okay.
I wouldn't be opposed.
All right. Tell me about these girls you brought.
So these are my 2 senior captains. Liv was our setter, and Sophia was our 6th rotation outside, went all the way around. Last year, she was our DS. So she transitioned into a new role this year as an outside hitter, did a phenomenal job. She is brilliant on and off the court, so I knew she could take care of the ball.
Sophia is brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant. And then Liv, our setter, super smart, good decisions, and knew how to run a court. Really good leadership there. So these were 2 key players for us.
How does it feel for someone to call you brilliant? That's never happened to me. I wouldn't know what that's like. How does it? What's that like?
Feels great.
So what are you going to do next year?
Next year in college?
Yeah.
I'm planning to just join either a club or intramural team.
But you're going to go to school.
Oh, I'm going to University of Florida.
Okay, that's what our crack assistant here came up with, that you were going to Florida, but I didn't know if you were playing or not playing. So why did you choose Florida?
Originally I wanted to go to University of Miami, and I just figured out that University of Florida would be more suitable for me.
Okay, couple smart girls.
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia, what are you planning on doing next year?
I'm going to Western Kentucky University, and I probably will play club, but I'm undecided on that yet.
Okay. Couple of smart girls here, you said.
Very smart.
And I can tell. Okay, let's talk about the season. What will you girls take away from the season? Olivia, let's start with you.
I'll probably take away most how to deal with change, because when Coach Best did leave, it was very sudden and it was unexpected. Like she said, 3 weeks early. And then we got thrown with Coach Amy and Kenny Sheehan, and they were amazing. But it was like a lot of change, and I had to figure out stuff and how to deal with it.
Okay, especially as the setter. That's an important part of the position, kind of like the quarterback for the team. Is that's the way one coach has explained it to
Absolutely.
me. I'm not a volleyball person.
Big decision maker, kind of run the court. Absolutely. They touch almost every single ball. So yeah, they kind of run the show, run the plays.
Okay. So one day you're there, the next day you're not.
Yeah, it was a surprise. I found out on Tuesday that I was going to have her that weekend. So we played West that game. And then I told the girls after the West game, I said, hey, by the way, I'm having the baby this weekend. Finished out practice Wednesday, Thursday, and then I was gone. So yeah. Kenny and Amy had come. They run the men's program for us. So they'd come to a couple of practices. But again, we thought we'd have a little bit more time to work them in. So yeah, it was one day I was there, one day I was, here we go, we're having a baby.
And how long were you out?
I was out for the rest of the season. I came back towards the end of postseason. I came to our postseason games and some of our practices.
Okay. So they finished the season with you guys. Okay. All right. What will you take away from the season, Sophia?
I think that over my 4 years, the seasons of volleyball just brought me really close friends. It felt like a family dynamic, and obviously I agree with Liv. It was definitely a change with Kenny and Amy, but they made the season great and made the senior year unique and special to us.
How often were you communicating with?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day, all day to my coaching staff. To my girls, not a ton. I really wanted to kind of make a clean break so that they could embrace the other coaches. I feel like if I would have stepped in and, been to more things or talked to them too much, it'd be maybe a little bit of a conflict of interest, or even they wouldn't buy into what they were, coaching so much. So I tried to stay away from them, but between my coaching staff, we talked all day, every day. I would watch film. I would watch their games live. I would stream it on our TV. So I was super still involved, just kind of more in the background.
Regular season, you finish second in the conference. You lose to Edwardsville, but you wind up reaching the Sweet 16 and avenging that loss. What did it take for you guys to overcome the Tigers?
I think the biggest thing that I remember from postseason, or that stands out to me postseason, were the seniors. They played, everyone throughout the season had really good games here and there, but I thought postseason is when all of the seniors put it together, and you could tell they were fighting every single point, every single match. They did not want it to end. So finally, I think putting all those pieces together and just the actual grit and tenacity and not wanting it to be over is really what made the big difference.
What do you girls remember in the games leading up to the Sweet 16? And then I'm going to ask you about that next. But what do you remember about the postseason run?
I remember it was very stressful because, we're like O'Fallon. Everybody expects us to be like the top dog, and sometimes like we'd have practices or we'd be like, man, like this is going to be like a tough game. Like we're not the only top dog. Like there's other games, and like building up to the postseason, it was kind of stressful, but we managed.
And then go ahead.
I was just going to say it was like I think we really had a lot of motivation going into it postseason, and we were stressed obviously, but it was also like something we were pushing towards, and it was exciting.
And then you have last game of the year, but you think it may have been some of the best volleyball that you played all year. In the Sweet 16, you came up against Normal West, very good team, and it lost, close game, but in 3.
First set, they, safe to say, dominated. And we just, I think we're kind of awestruck a little bit, didn't come out. And then second set, there was just a mind shift change, and we came out and dominated them. So it was like we traded sets back and forth with who completely dominated the set. And then third set was back and forth. It was some of the best, cleanest, hardest fought volleyball we've had. I had a parent, ask me, how do you feel about that? And I said, honestly, I think we ended playing our best. That's really hard to be disappointed with. Of course, you want to win, but we were a couple of points away from getting that win. I think that continues to drive our younger classmen. But again, I think when it came down to the actual volleyball skill-wise, it's probably the best we were playing.
What's the style that your team played this year?
Gritty. It's something I've always preached in our gym. And I think that came through with the West game. We were down. That was our sectional semifinal. We were down. We had 2 or 3 match points that we fought off. So I think, like Liv mentioned earlier, like being resilient to the change, there was a lot of change. But also then when it came down to it, like the grit, the tenacity, the, hey, don't give up quite yet, really, really shone through towards the postseason.
I feel like there's a lot of parity in the area. In other words, I feel like there's a handful of teams that are really, really good, including some smaller teams, Mater Dei, Muscuda joining the conference, amongst others, but not just the Southwestern Conference teams, not just Belleville West, Edwardsville, and O'Fallon. But there's other teams as well that can be on any given day, maybe even the best team in the area. Central.
Bree Central,
right.
Nashville. Yeah. I mean, all of them. It's girls volleyball is such a fun sport because anyone can win on any given day. It's whoever shows up. It's whoever trains harder, works harder, believes more. The competition in the area is fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like it is. I feel like there is more volleyball organization than there was 20 years ago.
Absolutely.
All kinds of clubs. Are you affiliated with the club?
Yeah, HP High Performance.
Okay.
One of the assistant directors for them.
Okay. What club do you guys play for when it's not O'Fallon season?
I play for HP High Performance.
Blue Steel. Sorry.
Blue Steel.
Yep.
I just love saying Blue Steel. doing the look in the camera. Look in the camera. Do the Blue Steel. Okay, perfect. All right, girls. You're seniors. You're not going to be a Panther next year. What are you going to miss about playing volleyball at O'Fallon Township High School?
The one thing that I'm probably going to miss the most is, like Sophia said earlier, like the family aspect. I truly believe that, like, moving on in my future, like some of these girls will forever be like my best friends. And O'Fallon volleyball, it is a very tough and competitive program. So there are times where like you're really high up and there's times where you're feeling really low. And I feel like it makes me closer to the girls on my team because like we're all going through at the same time. We're all feeling the same struggles, feeling down, and at the same time we're all feeling high, like on top of the world at the same time.
I'd have to agree with Liv. Definitely the family dynamic, and I don't know. I think we just had a really great support system, so I'll miss that.
What are you going to miss about these two?
A lot. Sophia is one of the most level-headed players I have seen out there. Non-emotional in a really good way. In terms of doesn't get super hyped, doesn't get super down either. Just plays very even keel, very steady. I'm going to miss Liv. Liv was with me with club too, so she knows what I'm thinking before I'm even thinking it. She'll even look at me and just be like, I don't need to hear it. Like, I already know. So having that kind of chemistry between a coach and a setter is very nice. Or she'll look at me and be like, I know, keep my hands higher, finish or release or, little things like that. So I'm going to miss that type of dynamic, that, again, kind of chemistry relationship on the court too.
4A volleyball team of the year. Congratulations, Panthers. Any shout outs before you get out of here?
I have to be my coaching staff. They were phenomenal for stepping in and making this season what it was. I trusted them. They trusted me. They did everything they could for this group of girls, and I think made it a fantastic season for all the changes, all the crazy dynamics. Coaching staff, Kenny, Amy, Maddie, Amber, Liz, Natalie, Adam. We also had a small army on the coaching staff, so all of them were fantastic.
All right. Girls, no shout-outs?
I have to agree, coaching for sure.
Yeah, I
Okay.
agree.
All right. Sophia, Waitukaitis, Olivia Thompson, Coach Natalie Best, congratulations. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.